Thank you for joining our studio this evening. Philip, let's get straight at this. Nigerians actually are supposed to be commending Asiwaju for the prolific action taken in restoring democracy, at Republic of Benin, which is just next door neighbor. As a matter of fact, a greater, not necessarily greater, but a good proportion of people in Republic of Benin are Yorubas, showing the kind of affinity and link we have with the neighboring country. But instead of that, we see, people like coming out and say, oh, if the government could do this, why has banditry fettered or whatever? Instead of get credit for such prolific action,
intervention,
quick intervention, and we are getting bombs of blames being sent to Asiwaju. This indicates that the level of insecurity, people are so tired that even though there is anything good in terms of restoration of constitutional order, which in itself is really okay, it means that people are looking at what we are suffering, and also beyond that, looking at the things that is actually making the Beninese to be interested in Coup itself. Let me ask you, has constitutional order, democracy, become instrument of oppression that people don't even care again, that they kind of welcome a military intervention?
Certainly, that's what we are seeing in Africa, and especially in Nigeria. Because why would you think that you coup plotters are criminals? Banditry is crime.
Yeah.
Kidnapping is crime. Terrorism is crime. Why would you take a constitutional action against coup plotter and do otherwise against the other criminals? What is the rationale behind it? You see, the reason why Africa, Nigeria, had now said, there's no need or there's no point for democracy is that we don't see the dividends of democracy anymore, because in democracy we're told that it's a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. But what we have in this country is a government for the few, by the few, and for the few. For instance, in this country, 2 weeks ago or just last week, a local contractor who took money from bank to execute a job for 2024 died in waiting for his money being paid, having used his only property for collateral, and the bank took the property and sold it. The man died and nothing happened, and his coffin was taken by other local contractor to Ministry of Finance. Is that democracy? Now let's come back to the subject we are discussing today. The subject we are discussing is that there's Boko Haram, there is ISWAP, and they are kidnapping bandits all over Nigerian forest. America had tweeted that if Nigeria cannot remove this banditry, they will come with precision and remove this banditry. What did the Nigerian government do to the coup plotter in Benin Republic? They went with precision. The Nigerian Air Force, so the Nigerian Air Force can actually go and bomb the coup plotter precisely without this. You can have it doing harm to civilian, citizens. Why can't we do same here in our soil?
All right, let's extend this slightly. Nigerians are already asking the question. As a matter of fact, even Honorable Dalong was being quoted, to have said, okay, it means that Trump can as well come and things like that, to make good what we are not making good here. Now, issue of sovereignty is becoming clear to Nigerians. If Nigerian aircraft can fly into where you could say, oh, it's with the consent of the president, it means that there are certain conditions where other countries can actually come or go into another countries to do one or two things. Now, Nigerians have been worried about, American congressman and the American team are in Nigeria right now. We'll talk about that later. Do you think Nigerians now hold the government to be clearly complicit on what is happening, having demonstrated this capability of, like Philip said, precision strike on those coup plotters who are actually criminals? Because forceful takeover of power is a criminal process. Of course, we should commend Asiwaju for that. So, does that now establish government's complicity or government's inaction? Because when you have inaction, unwillingness to do something or unable to do something, complicity can be established. In this case, issue of capability is not there. It's more of willingness or unwilling to do it? Is the complicity of government in the killing and the terrorism happening in Nigeria now established, or we still need to look further?
I don't know why you're asking this question. It's very clear to even to the blind that the Nigerian government has been decided to be inactive on dealing with terrorism. First and foremost, I want to say kudos to our Air Force for what they did in Benin, for being able to help to restore democracy. For me, no matter how good you think military rule is, they are never good.
Exactly.
We're able to talk about rule because it's a civil rule. Imagine it's a military rule. We won't be having this discussion. Having said that, if you take a man back some few months ago when Tinubu came in, one of their targets is to end these private people producing fuel, refining fuel.
Modular small refineries.
What there's one in Imo State. There was a precision bombing by Nigerian Air Force. Go to River State. All of them were attacked from the air to conserve life that would have been wasted. So showing that Nigerian military has the capability and capacity to go head to head with these bandits. What they needed is they go from the CEO of the commander-in-chief. What they needed for him to activate them. See the way he activated them in Benin Republic, and they went and they got the result. Our government had decided to play politics with insecurity in Nigeria. That is the major issue Nigerians are talking about. Because you can't tell me this is the same military that went to Liberia and restore order, cannot handle our own internal problems. And again, another thing jumped out for me from that whole scenario. Then they were in a mess. They asked for help. Now, since we feel like military is not meeting up to target, why don't we accept help that's been offered? Lives are being lost every day. Our economy is going down as a result of this banditry and insecurity. No single person will invest in the society that you are not guaranteed return on your investment. So Nigeria are not seeing it. No matter what we try to do, if we do not resolve this insecurity, we go nowhere. Our agriculture sector will remain moribund because no investor will invest in agriculture when you know that bandits will come and sack you from that farm. So Nigerian government being complicit is well known. See what happened in Benue through .com. You said it that Nigerian government had information before it happened. What happened? Why didn't we set our Air Force? America said something. We say this people, we know their route, we know how they move. The question I just was asking, since we know their routes, we know how they operate, how come we not attack them? How come we not neutralize the threats? So the government complicity, it is well known. It's not because they want to do it, because they want to win the election. It's for them, it's not about the next election.
Okay, I also ask you, Nigerians were worried when Trump tweeted. People came up with the doctrine of sovereignty and all that. Very clearly, not many Nigerians, are aware that there are certain, cases where, all other parts of the world might be interested in what is happening in your country. There is this UN Security Council resolution in 2001, precisely, number 1373. I don't forget it. It was unanimously adopted, specifically on September 28, 2001, just immediately after the 9/11. It was unanimously adopted. Nigeria is a party to that. And one of the subsisting conditions is that no member country will create a safe haven for planners, supporters, and those who commit terror. So by the capacity we have demonstrated in the Republic of Benin, it's indicting, like Nigerians are reacting, rather than give Asiwaju, strong kudos for restoring democracy there. Is there no complicity? Have we not provided a safe haven? 20 local governments, we don't know if the effort is being made to recover them, are in the hands of bandits in Katsina State. Our highways are in the hands of bandits. Forests in the hands of the bandits. Not to talk of farms, like Peter said. Isn't this enough complicity? And how can Nigerians now change their tone in telling Asiwaju, we are giving you 1 week, 2 months, 1 month to end this banditry? Because you have capacity, actually.
You see,
we don't even need Donald Trump.
So when you said sovereignty, do we really have a sovereignty in this country? Because talking about the incident of the Benin Republic, how did it happen? It was, we were told that, or rather, the president of France, Macron, said he called Tinubu and instructed him to take action, which means our president is taking instruction from a higher power. Where is the sovereignty? Where is the sovereignty we're talking about? So when you're talking about, what Tinubu need is an instruction from a higher power to do same to the banditry, to the bandit and the terror who are operating in Nigeria. Nigeria has become a breeding ground for terror. And that is why the resolution of the UN,
yes,
we have to hold in Nigeria. That is why the American government, without the consent of Nigeria, can take action. Because when you allow terror to breed, they will not only operate in Nigeria, by the time they consolidate, it will be, the Nigeria will be a losing part into the world. So what do the world have to do? Fold their hands and wait for the terror to come after they have matured in Nigeria? No. Since we don't have a president who can take action as a president, who must wait for a president of another nation before you can take action, let also another country take action to get rid of terror from our land. So when you're talking about what do Nigeria are helpless, because you remember your first question you asked, why is it that Africans are now asking that they don't care about democracy anymore? Because democracy does not survive in Africa. It doesn't arise. It does not exist. Because if democracy exists, who we give Tinubu instruction to act is the National Assembly, who we, by way of resolution, we make the president to act, not the external president.
No,
calling him.
You also raise a salient point now.
So what are we talking about? Where is it?
You just raise a point. Yeah. No. Let's look at this, brother. You just open a chapter now.
Yeah.
Why would Tinubu fly into another country without concept of National Assembly?
Well, those are quick actions. You know, as a commander-in-chief, certainly they have executive authority to do certain things. But in questions Nigeria are asking, that executive authority you demonstrated in Benin Republic, what is preventing you from exhibiting it at the home front? Your success is not even measured by your success outside the country. They say charity begins at home. Now, what Philip is trying to bring now that he has to take a foreign president to action something that is proper in our country, maybe that Donald Trump's tweet had come timely, and maybe further action should be furthered. Now that the congressman from America in the name of Moore and other team members are here, do you think they are really going to get any information? Because I saw them visiting governor of Benue State, all those high profile areas, visiting Rebadu and other, which is fine, of course. There's no time they are going to come and not visit those people. Are they really going to get what they are looking for? And isn't it a shame that a country that could go to Republic of Benin and do a precision strike is waiting for America to come and assess whether our people are dying or not? We know they are dying. We know you can't travel safely. If you say they are not dying, I challenge you, come and travel safely on our road. Or let me tell you the farm to go or places to go. They are dying. Everybody. So there's this willingness to do it. What is preventing the president from showing this kind of capacity?
Before you come, because what they obey in Nigeria is external pressure. Because a foreign president has called our presidents to act.
But why do we have to need external pressure?
That's my issue I'm having with these foreign countries. They choose where to come in. They've seen the way democracy is being run in Africa. Why are Africans happy when people take over? If our democracy has worked, why would we want them? They will see an election that is not an election. They'll keep quiet. They will see a president of the country siphoning the country's wealth to their country. They'll keep quiet. Because when you're interested in Benin, because they still have a control over it. And then if once ministry takes over, they lose control like they have lost in Niger and other places. Until our people start listening to us, taking their own people serious, we'll not go anywhere. Why will France, example, like travel to every day, why have they not spoken about what's happening in our internal democracy? Because they have nothing to gain from it. Until we elect people, until we reform our electoral process, and people that are out of office, they enter through our vote. if they can get to that office without a vote, man, they don't owe us anything.
All right. Peter is saying election have consequences. Election have consequences. I don't want us to dive into 2027 election, but again, this is politics. Restoration of a constitutional order in another country is politics. Why is it that we tend to do very well when it comes to politics, but actual governance, protecting the people at home? There's no doubt. Let me tell you, truthnigeria.com made it clear that intelligence on Yelwata attack was given to the government ahead of time. You see these terrorists moving Okada's convoy, not even a vehicle, a special armored car or whatever, Okada, motorcycle. You see them in a ragtag uniform with ammunition bigger than them in convoy, and nothing happens. Why pampering these bandits to the detriment of our farmers, to the detriment of our road users, to the detriment of our economy, to the detriment of our women they are raping every day, to the detriment of people that say, no, I want to come home and establish our people in diaspora who are actually tired of living abroad? Why are we pampering these bandits? Can you think of any reason why we are pampering these bandits?
Before I will answer that question, I will take your mind back to the speech where you said you challenge them to come and travel on our road. I'll take it further, because I saw on the internet Omokri celebrating Boris Johnson, who is the former prime minister,
Boris Johnson,
who said he can leave Nigeria peacefully. I challenge him wherever he is to come and travel along our roads without escort, without security measures.
Even with escort,
so that we can tell us that Nigeria is safe. Because when the Nigerian government is playing politics, you say that it is not only the black man that is corrupt. Don't forget how Boris was removed from office.
Yes.
He was not a man of integrity and character. He was put out of office. He's the same person. The Nigerians are celebrating that he said that Nigeria is peaceful. You're talking about, you also mentioned the American team that are in town. I'm sure Americans are not foolish. The fact that they are visiting government house and all the high profile people, they know that they won't get the truth from there. That's why the Bishop of Catholic in Makurdi said he will not go to government house to meet with the Congress mission. Rather, they should come to the diocese and then they will give them the details of what has happened in Makurdi. That's aside. You're not asking what is the role. You forget to ask me a question. What will the people do to make Tinubu act in 1 week, 3 weeks? They can't do nothing. The only thing they will do is to do it through the ballot box called 2027.
But ballot box, this continues.
Yes.
So we are not sure
the way we're going. I'm not done yet. The present elected chairman of PDP, person of Turaki, a senior advocate of Nigeria, has called on the United States that the threat is not only on Christian, the genocide is not only on Christian. Our democracy is dying. Come and save democracy. And how do you save democracy? It's for you to save the democratic institutions, such as the INEC, the political parties. As we have today, we don't have any political party other than the APC. So that if you don't have any political party other than the APC, then in 2027 there's no election. It's ratification of those who are in office. So if the international community, because Nigeria is in a desperate need of help, like he said, if the Republic of Benin needs help and Nigeria was able to offer the help, and you also ask the question, if the banditry, the terror action is beyond us, what stop us from asking
terror action is beyond us? I said it earlier before, by the United Nations Security Council Resolution 1373, specifically in 2001, unanimously adopted on September 28, 2001, all member countries agreed that terror is a global threat that requires a global response. And in fact, they agreed that nobody will provide a safe haven for those who finance, for those who support, and for those who commit terror. Philip is telling us that this appears to have been beyond us. And it's a shame that it's beyond us when we can go to Republic of Benin to perform a precise attack on coup plotters who are also criminals, like the bandits taking over our territory. Let me come to you, Peter, once again. Do you think with what you have seen now that the government is going to turn a new leaf, say in the next 1 month maximum, we'll get this bandit flushed out of the system?
Yeah, I believe with General Musa as Minister of Defense, Nigeria is going to see massive change. The approach is going to be different because, as Senate President said some days ago, that America's knees on our neck. So now they know the eyes of the world is upon us, and how we react will determine how America will act. So I believe with enough freedom to Musa, this banditry is going to end. And he said something which I believe during his screening. He said, we can win this war. And I hopefully wish that the presidency will give him freedom to work. Because from some quarters, I'm going somewhere, from some quarters, people feel like with NSA, rather being there, he might not have freedom. But people have forgotten something. NSA is an advisory position.
Yeah, but the way it's powerful in Nigeria, you can't say you can use it to advise. So let me come to you, Peter. General Musa said, we will win this war. Is that a political statement, or truly we will win this war?
You see,
how soon can we win the war?
You see,
is it when all our farmers are killed? When are we winning the war?
You know, General Christopher Musa is not a politician, so he doesn't speak political language, and that is where he needs free hand to operate. If he doesn't have free hand, his statement, whether professional or otherwise, they will become political statement. But if he has free hand, then we surely will win the war. If we can take the criminal and the coup plotter precisely within seconds, who are the? So it then means that the Nigerian Air Force and Nigerian Army working together in synergy. The so-called bandit and terror will be over within a week.
If the Nigerian military work in synergy, the Air Force, the Army, let's just say the Navy, but not much in this case, because but if they work in synergy in general, we'll win this war. We'll be right back.